Chapter 13. Intergumentary. Hair. I washed the smell of club off my skin, hastily dancing to my music as the hot water blasting out of the lime-scaled shower head in the small, cramped bathroom I shared with another housemate. Pushing my phone into my pocket, I pushed my body into the small Uber that I had ordered. My wet hair started to curl and clump together on the sides of my face and the back of my neck. Speaking awkwardly to the driver before pushing my headphones into my ears, trying not to be sick on the leather back seats, as the city blurred into the coastal countryside, twisting down thin roads until we drove into Caister, and I bundled out the car, my blue jacket on, and my bag slung over my shoulder. I entered the warm room, loud with raised voices, hugging and kissing everyone, as I fought my way into the centre to sit on a chair and pick from the remnants of party food in large bowls, the chips cold and growing hard from their dinner, as my cousin pours a glass of Prosecco and forces it into my hand, as I ask, "Can I get a glass of water first?" Opening my presents, socks dotted with 21s, and a card from my aunt that she'd forgotten to write in, her face growing red with embarrassment, as we all laugh, as it was not the first time. I unwrap vinyl and Bluetooth headphones, and a bottle of Jaeger the size of a child that I hold next to my head, my mouth wide in shock as my cousin Heather holds the large pack of Red Bull as we pose for a photo. I finish my water and gulp down the Prosecco as a challenge as we buzz, excited to go out, and I tell the stories of the night before, where I went out with friends and never slept. I ordered the first round, that led to many more. Beer, spirits, bubbling over, small black trays of shots that we would gulp down loudly while staring into each other's eyes, before my aunt spills one over the tray, waving my father off, a napkin in his hand, as she sips it from the sticky wood of the table with a straw, as I film with my phone. And me and my sister laugh watching as a 10-year-old boy beats everyone at pool, shaking their hands as he tells them in his squeaky voice, "Better luck next time," as he places another 50p on the edge of the wood, claiming the next round. My dad comes back from the bar, saying that the jukebox was now free. Me and my cousin Heather take control of the music in this small pub, playing the Cranberries, Lady Gaga, One Direction and Cat's Eye. The music playing over the scene of my family drinking and the tables of the old men talking and tending to their pints. I push into the digital keypad and play some Florence in the Machine as I put some fingers up to my mouth and signal to my cousin that I need a smoke. We push our way out into the small pub garden and squeeze ourselves around a splintering picnic table as we light our cigarettes. My cousin asking me, "How are you enjoying your birthday?" "It's very nice," I say, as I take another drag, enjoying the fresh air compared to the heat pumping from the radiators inside the pub. "I can't believe your hair is getting that long," she says, as she touches the ends of my long ginger hair. "Yes," I said. "I'm trying to look like Florence Welch," I say laughing, as the Dog Days Are Over starts to play. I think that I've been realising things about myself, about the way that I've been feeling about myself. We both stop to take a drag, and also, just like feeling about seeing my parents and the rest of my family as adults, and being able to talk to them as such, I say, as I put out my fag in the slowly filling ashtray and pull another, lighting it between my lips. "I know exactly what you mean, like, I am actually my father," she says. "And we have talked about it before, about how we are drink because of them." I nod along. "Yes, exactly," I say. "Like I genuinely view a weekend as unsuccessful if I don't go out and get drunk." We both agree, nodding our heads and looking into each other's eyes. Like, I'm not upset about it. Like, drinking is always going to be an inherently social thing, and I love new memories. But it is interesting, seeing the patterns repeating, and getting passed on from our parents to us. I'm also having a lot of struggles with my gender, I say. And that is sort of why I want to continue to grow out my hair. Like, it's all the women in my family that I look up to. And I was always the only boy, and so I always felt left out. And so it's all tangled in my head. Whether or not it's just feelings from being brought up by my childhood or something more. We finish our cigarettes and put them out and stand up, pulling ourselves up from the slightly damp furniture. Let's go back inside. Love you, she says, as we start to go in. Love you too, yes. As we walk back into my family playing pool, my mother laughing as she sits upon the table and tries to shoot the ball from behind her back. As we walk up to the bar, let's get some more shots, she says. My treat, as it's your birthday. Skin. I'd spent the morning stuck in a burst of sadness. I'd spilt my cereal on my aunt's sofa and broken the nib of my pencil as I tried to write the date. I was crying, spilling water onto my notebook in my first lesson, interrupting it, disturbing the calm flow of my teacher had worked hard to achieve, fighting against the 20 children sat on small tables and chairs. She took me out of the classroom, standing me in the hallway, my back against the rainbow of coats hung on low rails, and I remember feeling scolded as I huffed tears into my throat through my nose, and blinking widely as if to squeeze the tears back into my eyes. Why are you crying? She asked, as I continued to blub, as I simply didn't know. At some point during my childhood, I don't know if it was that day, I was told that I needed to grow a thicker skin. I always seemed to find myself, or let myself drift and merge too much with the world, never knowing completely where the world ends and I begin. That my skin is all but a membrane. I couldn't find myself ever reconciling how I felt or how I saw myself with the rest of the world, and its vastness and busyness and its cruelty. I live in a world that seems to be ever screaming so loud with its intensity that you could blink and an almost infinite number of things could be missed, and that I could vanish or be absorbed within it. The world is in conflict. Russia invades Ukraine, the genocide within Palestine, the way politicians are able to make scapegoats of trans people. We always want to be further divided, to make the person opposite us the enemy, to make something as normal as who we love, the colour of your skin, the God we believe in, the basis for who we should attack. That the voice of one billionaire screeching hate can be lifted so much higher than the people it affects, and we are forced to live our lives in parallel with it. It seems to be more than I could ever handle, or anyone could ever handle. I wish to end it. I wish to make an impact universally. Does anyone ever not deserve peace? I have no concept of where the pain outside of the world ends and my own pain begins, or where I could ever find a place to draw that line. The world is so much, and people I will never meet will go through so much, and I feel so guilty for the desire to separate away from it, to create a barrier between myself and the rest of the world, to grow a thicker skin, so that it all won't drain me the way that it does, the way that I feel it does for other people. I sometimes wish for it. I wonder if I were to fare better if I could build a barrier. Then breathing wouldn't have to become something that I would fight for when anxious, and I would not fear losing things that I know are going to disappear. Although, I believe that I would pity myself if I were to close myself off from the rest of the world. I'm disconnected enough as it is. From the world, the people around me, even myself. And I suppose that is the price of my own comfort. And I guess that is a heavy one. Today we are more isolated than ever. I've spent time enough hating the skin that I was born in. It really does seem to be such a strange time to exist within the confines of. We let too many people suffer for the food that we consume, the clothes that we put on our backs, and the technology that we communicate with, just so that our immediate lives today could be simple and effortless. I don't want to live my life that way any longer. To have that be my lasting impact upon the world. I don't want to build up my skin up to be thick like a wall and close my eyes. I don't want to be willfully blind.